and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Charmaine, and today we are discussing the guest list for the Page Turners Book Club, which is our May read. Okay, so first off, before I say anything else, there is a ton of spoilers in this video. If you have not read this book and you want to read it without spoilers, you're not getting that here, okay? There's a ton of spoilers. If this is not for you, please bow out now. Thanks for stopping by. I'm happy that you were here. Okay, let's get into it. You guys, I am obsessed. Okay. So first off, Barbara suggested this, so thank you so much, Barbara. I super appreciate it. I enjoyed this book so much. I did actually read The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley right before I read this one, and both of them are so good. Anything that Lucy Foley writes from now on, I will be reading, because her twists and turns are amazing. Okay, so if you don't know what book we're reading, it is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I have it here, and I will try and put like an actual picture in the video because it's hard to see on my tablet because like the light reflects back at you. Okay, so let's just do this review. I honestly can't wait. And please go over and watch Taylor's video as well and see what she says. I have the book on my audio app, so she's reading it that way, and then my mom's going to read it as well. So all three of us are going to be able to read it this time. I'm so excited. Okay, so the first question is, this story is told from the point of view of multiple people. Which character were you most engaged with and least engaged with? The character that I was most engaged with was Olivia. I honestly loved her story. And then the character that I was least engaged with, probably Will. I didn't really like him that much. He seemed really fake, and I mean, like, we all kind of understand that if you've read the book. Like, he just seemed like too fake and like too like perfect, but like he's very all about himself. He uses other people, stuff like that. So I did not like him. But Olivia, I really loved. I loved her story. So the second question is, let's first start with Jules, and Jules is the bride. Why was she so eager to marry Will despite not knowing him for very long? Why do you think she chose to ignore the letter that said not to marry him? So I think that she wanted to marry him because she wanted to be married. He was a TV personality. She is a magazine editor. Like, their coupling kind of made sense. Like, they would be a good looking couple to the world kind of thing. And the sex was really good. From reading in the book, that's what it was. So, I mean, there was that kind of thing as well. Plus, I think that she got along with him, even though she didn't know him that well. She didn't really have like a lot of red flags with him or anything like that. She should have, though, but she didn't. And then, why do you think she chose to ignore the letter that said not to marry him? I think that she maybe thought that it was just like somebody, like her best friend kind of being a jerk, or like just being like, oh, don't marry him, you know. It didn't really seem to her like it was like a real, like, you shouldn't marry him kind of thing. It just kind of seemed like it was like, but the note kept coming back to her. Like, she would be getting in her dress or whatever, and she would be like, oh, but there was that note that said, like, don't marry him. So, like, it was kind of giving her, like, a red flag, but she was still going through with it anyway. I mean, some people just want to be married. Not me, but some people. Number 3, we have Olivia, who is depressed and pretty haunted. When she's describing Stephen and what happened, did you suspect it was Will, or were you surprised at that reveal? Do you think she'll ever tell Jules about what really happened with him? Okay, so I did not expect it at first. Like, when she was talking, because Jules was out of town, she went to Jules's apartment and she used Tinder, and she ended up meeting this Stephen guy, and they ended up dating for a while, and he was older. She pretended that she was older. She ends up getting pregnant, and then she has an abortion because she's like a teenager. She can't have a baby kind of thing. I mean, like, my mom had a baby when she was a teenager, but that was me. But yeah, so she thinks that she can't, and she goes through all of that and everything. I suspected that it was Will when she started to retell Hannah about it, because she had kind of told Hannah like a little bit about the part at the beginning, but then she like cut off and she like didn't tell her everything. But when she started to retell Hannah what it was and like what happened, but I also think that that's when she revealed that it was Will, or when Hannah figured out that it was Will. So, I mean, like, I kind of figured it out exactly as the book wanted you to figure it out. Shocking, because I'm not good at figuring out stuff in advance. I hope that she would, like, if it was like real people, I hope that she would tell Jules. I mean, Will is like dead now, so she could tell him, and like it wouldn't be such a big like thing, but Jules already found out, like she knows. But I think that I would like Olivia to tell Jules like in her own way and like in her own time kind of thing, because she does figure it out. Number 4, because like she hears them talking about it. She hears Will and Olivia talking about it. So number 4 is, what do you think about Hannah's storyline? She's horrified to find out that Charlie and Jules slept together after the birth of their child. And what do you think will happen with Charlie and Hannah? Okay, so for Hannah, I feel really bad for her. Like almost the whole entire book, you can tell that there's like something going on with Charlie and Jules. Like Charlie pretty much ignores Hannah, and that's his wife. Like as soon as they get there, he kind of starts ignoring her and just hangs out with Jules instead, or like spends time with Jules. They're like cuddling, kind of like she has her head on his shoulder, and they're like cuddling, and like I don't know, they're just it's almost like he has like a romantic fixation with her, because I think that he wanted to date her when they were just friends, and she like friend zoned him, and then they ended up having like that one night affair kind of thing after Hannah had the baby. But I think for him, like in his mind, he wanted to be with Jules, which I feel bad for Hannah about, because like, why would you take your wife to that wedding? Or why would you even yourself go to that wedding? Like, I mean, I know it's your best friend, but if you are in love with your best friend, don't go. Like, you could just say, no, I'm not going to go because this is not going to work out for my life. Like, I feel bad for Hannah a lot, actually, because then also Charlie does this toast where he like pretty much confesses like his love for Jules, like kind of thing. And yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for her. I honestly think that they'll get divorced, because I think that Hannah deserves better, really. Like, she deserves better than to have some guy who's in love with somebody else saying that he's not in love with her and something happened just one time. Like, how are you going to trust him after that? You can't trust him after that. Number 5 is, Will's action caused a murder, a suicide, his best friend's potential job, and an abortion. Coincidentally, family members, perpetrators, and victims of these deeds all came together for the wedding. Was Will simply a thoughtless jerk, or was he a full-blown psychopath? I don't think that he was a full-blown psychopath. I definitely don't think that he was a thoughtless jerk, though. Like, he planned that when he was in high school, the loner, whose name was Darcy, he legitimately took him down to the river or the water, the ocean, whatever, and tied him to that thing with Jono and left him there, knowing that the tide was going to come in and it was going to kill him. He genuinely knew that that was going to happen. So yes, psychopath in that part. And he got Jono to help him. Like, don't make your best friend get into that and help him. Do it on your own if you're going to be like that, you creep. Then he caused the suicide, who was it Hannah's sister? I think it was Hannah's sister, right? Yeah, it was Hannah's sister, who he ends up, like, he gets into a relationship with her. She's a really studious person. Like, she's studying hard. She's trying to do all of this stuff. He gets into this relationship with her, and then he gaslights her, and he, like, makes her insane. And then he posts this video of them having sex on the internet. So there's this video of them having sex for everybody to see, and it, like, ruins her life. So she ends up unaliving herself because of the fact that this all happened, and she can't, like, she wanted to be a politician. Now she has this video online of her, like, having sex with him. So she can't be a politician because, you know, if you're a politician, they'll find anything on you. So that ruins her whole life. So she ends up unaliving herself. So he did that maliciously. So yes, psychopath. Then his best friend's potential job, which is Jono. It was Jono's idea for the TV show that Will is the host of, and he told the producer that Jono didn't want to be a part of it. So he wrecked Jono's life on that part because he could have been the host. Like, they could have hosted it together. That was going to be the thing, was like, Will was going to be the looks, and like Jono was going to be the brawn kind of thing. So it would have been like the brains and the brawn kind of thing, I guess. But like, Jono had the idea behind that. It was like his legitimate idea, and Will stole it. And then when Jono finds out and he talks to Will about it, Will's like, oh, well, you wouldn't have been a good host anyway. I saved you. Like, so many words are backing up against my tongue. So many swear words. Like, And then he caused the abortion with Olivia because of the fact that he started then dating her sister. And like, he knew it was her sister. Like, when he finds out, because Jules and Will are first dating, and then they go out for supper, and Olivia's meeting this guy, and like, they see each other, and she's like, because she knows that it's him. He knows that it's her, and he quickly covers up the fact that he realized that it was her. Like, if you know that you dated your girlfriend's little sister and all of this stuff happened, back off. Be like, no thanks, you know what, this relationship isn't going to work out, have a great day, peace, have a good life, like, whatever. Back off. Why would he go through with it? And then he tries to cover it up and tells her not to say anything. Like, do you not think that that secret is going to come out, bro? Do you not think, like, you're marrying into the family? Do you not think that that secret's going to come out? Oh, ho, ho. Ooh, homegirl's cranky. I'm not even cranky, though. Like, I'm just very passionate. Like, this guy is a jerk. I mean, like, and it's not even a thoughtless jerk. But I don't think that he's a psychopath. What is that thing? He's narcissistic. Narcissistic. Like, and I don't know. It's not a psychopath, though. What is that? That American show? Is that American Psychopath? Is that what that's called? American Psycho? Yeah, American Psycho. So I guess maybe like that. Because, like, I definitely could see him playing that Christian Bale role. You know? Where he just, like, tweaks it a little bit and he's murdering everybody. Like, I could see that happening. So, maybe, I guess, yes, a psychopath. But honestly, I just think that he's narcissistic and he just thinks that he can control everybody and everybody will just listen to him because he's good looking. Okay, whatever. Whatever, bro. I did not like Will, if I didn't mention that earlier in this video. Number 6 is, what do you think about the reveal that Eofe, I think that's how you say her name, is the sister of Darcy the loner, and what do you think about the reasons for her having the wedding at the island? At their island. Yeah. Were you surprised that she ends up being the one to murder Will? Not at all. I mean, like, he killed her little brother. Like, that's not cool. She does hide it well, though. Like, I didn't suspect her at all. Like, when they were revealing it, I was like, no way. I totally didn't respect it at all. Actually, I didn't think that Will was the victim either. I totally didn't. I thought that it was Olivia. I thought that she fell, because, like, she had fallen into the water at one point, like, fallen into the water at one point, and, like, Will rescues her, and he's like, don't do that again, you're, like, causing a scene, kind of thing. And then he's like, stop having this fixation, like, you're fine, just get over it, kind of thing. Like, he's really not a cool guy. And then, so I thought that she went back to the water because, like, the way that they describe it, it's either her or Jules that you think that it is. So, like, I don't know, I was torn. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Olivia, you know? And then you find out that it's Will, and this Eofe had, like, stabbed him. So, like, the whole thing, I don't know. I did not expect her at all. Like, I didn't suspect her at all. She did give, like, a really good deal to go to the island, but when Jules describes it, it's like she gave the really good deal to get more, like, press about the island, because, you know, with the TV star getting married and the magazine publisher and the photos were going to be in the magazine and everything like that, it would bring more attention. So it was like a business move in my mind. So I didn't think that she had anything to do with it right until the end, when she's talking about, like, that was her brother and, like, this Will guy killed her brother, and then she, like, goes and confronts him, and yeah. So I don't know. It was a really good book. Really, really good book. You guys got to let me know what you think. I hope that you read it. Did you read The Paris Apartment as well? Please tell me. Number 7. I'm getting, like, so ahead of myself. Number 7. Why does Jono take the blame for the murder at the wedding despite being innocent? And do you think the truth will ever come out about Eofe? So, I don't know. I honestly don't know why he took the blame. Like, what happens is Will is stabbed, and Jono finds him, and he pulls the knife out, so he ends up, like, covered in blood, right? So, I mean, technically, I guess if you leave the knife in there when you're stabbed, because that's what they tell you to do, maybe they could have saved him, but I think that when he found him, he had already, like, passed away. So, I think, like, I'm not sure. I don't know why he took the blame. Maybe he's trying to, like, maybe he thinks that somebody else, like Jules or something, did it, and he's covering for them. I don't really know. I don't think that he should have taken the blame. Like, I'm hoping that, like, I mean, I know it's not real life, but in my mind, I'm hoping that he goes, like, with the police, like, because he's with the police, and they go back to, like, the main island, because they're, like, on an island. So when they go back to, like, the mainland, I hope that he explains, like, I just found him this way. I didn't actually do it, because all of his friends think that he did it. But, like, he didn't, and he really didn't have a reason to. I mean, I know that Will, like, screwed over his career, but he didn't really do anything that was, like, that terrible in my mind. You know, like, yes, he, like, wrecked Jono's career, and now Jono, like, doesn't actually have a job anymore because he got fired and, like, stuff like that. But I don't think that stuff, like, I don't think that Jono would have killed somebody over that. Whereas, I mean, like, I see Aofae's, I say her name different every time, but I see her, like, she has, like, a reason in my mind more than he does. But I don't think that she would turn herself in. And Jono doesn't know that she did it, so it's not like he's covering for her. But I guess, you know, the thing is, he feels bad because he always thought that it was an accident that Darcy died, and then he finally, like, understood that it wasn't an accident, and Will made that happen. So maybe he's going to jail because he's like, I need to take the blame for, or the responsibility for that. So maybe that's why he's going to jail, like, not actually to do with Will, but he's taking the responsibility for being a part of the fact that Darcy died. Because even though he didn't know that it was going to happen, and, like, Will called it an accident, like, in your mind, the next day when you find out that that happened, like, he didn't go and turn Will in. He didn't go and say, like, Will and I tied this kid up, and then the ocean came and drowned him. Like, he didn't go and say any of that stuff. So that could be why he's taking the blame for it. That just occurred to me while I was talking. I didn't write down, like, any of the answers or anything like that, so I'm, like, flying by the seat of my pants while I'm talking. Yeah, so maybe that's what it is he's, like, taking the blame in this murder for the past mistake that he made. Which, that I could see. That kind of makes sense. Because I know that he does feel genuinely guilty and genuinely bad that that happened. And he doesn't, like, understand why he just, like, let Will snow him for that long, saying that it was, like, an accident. Like, he was like, how did I not figure out that that wasn't an accident? Like, I should have known, kind of thing. So now I have to do the casting stuff, but I didn't plan this in advance. And I'm back! Okay, so I had to do the casting part because I didn't actually have that part ready yet. So, for the bride, who is Jules, I have Emilia Clarke. She played Khaleesi on Game of Thrones. She's gorgeous. She's amazing. I have my hand here, so hopefully I'll remember to put her photo there. I will remember to put the photos in, but I've been, like, mistiming them. Anyways, I think that she would play a perfect Jules. She's smart. She could seem like a businesswoman if she was not, like, an actress. So I think that she would be good at that. Then for the groom, I have Sam Claflin. So I actually super love Sam. I think that he could play a very devious guy, though. So he played Finnick in the Hunger Games. He's on Daisy Jones and the Six. He's, like, the lead guy for Daisy Jones and the Six. I just think that he could really play a very good devious guy. He's very charming looking, so we would have that going for him. And then he could have the deviousness that Will has. But I don't know if I could see him as, like, a super bad guy. But yeah, I kind of could. So yeah, I'm going with Sam. Then for the bridesmaid, who is Olivia, I have Olivia Cook. That's her actual name, is Olivia. I did not pick it because her name is Olivia. She is in Ready Player One. She plays, like, the main girl in Ready Player One, which I now cannot think of that girl's name. But anyways, I think that she would be a good, like, choice for being Emilia Clarke's sister and also playing that part. Because I think that she would have a lot of the emotional, like, charisma, maybe, to be able to, like, make you feel, like, heartfelt for her. Then for the best man, who is Jono, I have, I'm gonna mispronounce this last name, by the way, Daniel Kaluuya. He's in the Black Panther. He plays, like, a good guy and also a devious guy in the Black Panther. So I kind of have, like, and I could see him being, like, he'd have, like, the comedic part that Jono has, but also have, like, the longing of the stuff that Will has, maybe. So I don't know. I just thought that he would be a good character for that. Then for the plus one, who is Hannah, I have Rebecca Hall. I only saw, okay, so we're rewatching the Marvel movies, and I saw her in the Marvel movie, like, as I was reading it, kind of thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, she would be the best Hannah ever. So she was, like, the actual person that, before I, like, paused this to look this up, I was like, that's Hannah there. So she's in Iron Man 3, she plays scientist. Like, I don't know her in anything else, but in my mind I was like, oh, that's definitely Hannah. Like, because I was reading it, like, at work at the same time that I was watching this movie, and I was like, that's perfect. She's perfect for that. So there she is there. And then for the wedding planner, who is Eofe, I keep saying that wrong. It's E-O-I-F-E. Like, it's hard for me to pronounce. It's an Irish name, but I hope I'm getting close. I have Naomi Watts, who plays Evelyn in the Divergent series, and that girl is shady. Like, I don't know. Naomi Watts could play a very good, like, host, what do you call them? Like concierge kind of thing, but also shady. Because in the Divergent series, she's shady. So that's what made me think of her. I was like, she's got a little bit of that deviousness. So that's what it made me think of her. Who did you guys think of in your mind while you were reading the book? Like, I honestly, because I don't really picture actual people in my mind, I just figure out who I would cast in the roles after I'm done reading the book. I like, honestly, even when they give me like, they're like, oh, she's like a blonde, like 6'2" kind of person, I end up picking like a short brunette or something like that. Like, it just doesn't work in my mind kind of thing. But I never really have like the face there. So I really want to know who you guys would cast in the roles. Like, did you guys see anybody similar to me? Did you guys see anybody totally separate? You gotta let me know. You gotta let me know. Also, please let me know what you think of this book. This book was so good. Thank you so much for the suggestion, Barbara. It was so good. I need to read everything that Lucy Foley has now. I don't even know if she oh, she does. It's called The Hunting Party. There's another book called The Hunting Party. It just came back on my app. So I need to read that by her as well, because she's like super good author. I'm really, really impressed with her. I really, really like her stuff. So please go over and check out Taylor's video. I can't wait to see what she says about the book. Like, honestly, I can't wait to see. And my mom's reading the book this time too, so hopefully my mom gets to answer some of these questions down in the comment. Hint, hint, Mom. Answer some of the questions in the comments. Okay, that's it. Please like this video and check out my description box for other content creators. Thank you guys so much for spending a couple minutes of your day with me today. I really, really appreciate that, and I really, really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!